Hey, what is going on, everybody? James here with Heavyweight Politics as always, and today we got an interesting story for any of those who really loves going to amusement parks. So, amusement parks in California are apparently going to be opening, just with a little catch. So, we got this article right here from Fox 5. No screaming on California theme park rides due to COVID-19 guidelines. No screaming on theme park rides. This is how crazy we've gotten now with this stuff, right? If you can't scream on a roller coaster, I'm sorry, I ain't going. All right, I'm not even going to bother, right? I'm a big roller coaster fan. Cedar Point, all the way. Best roller coaster park in America. If you can't scream on a roller coaster, what is the point of riding a roller coaster? My God, it is insane. So Los Angeles, when Southern California's theme parks reopen as early as April, it could be with one very significant and silent difference. No screaming on rides. That means the park's going to be open, and it's going to look like what happens if you ever see a park before it opens where they're testing out all the rides to make sure it works, and it's just quiet. You just hear the whooshing of the carts. That's all. Except now you're going to see a bunch of people just sitting like the entire ride. I mean, come on. At that point, why even reopen your park? Why even reopen the larger rides? But the California Attractions and Park Association, a trade group which represents theme parks statewide, is backing a plan that would tamp down on shouting on rides, such as roller coasters, in an effort to help prevent the spread of the coronavirus. California's reopening guidelines calls for businesses to limit activity that can spread the virus, such as singing and shouting. Can't even sing anymore. I can't sing, which I don't know what I'll be singing. Well, it's Disneyland. This is Disneyland, isn't it? Well, that's the big one. So, I think about that. Going to Disneyland and not being able to sing any of those classic songs. That is what they're asking people to do. Absolutely insane. Insane. This means visitors to parks such as Disneyland, Universal Studios, Six Flags, and Knott's Berry Farm, I haven't actually heard of that one, may be asked to keep down on such rides. Face covering, face coverings, this should be interesting. Face covering usage and or modifications to seat loading patterns will be required on amusement park rides to mitigate the effect of shouting. Kappa wrote in its response reopening plan, additionally, on rides, guests will generally face in one direction. Well, I hope so. I don't know many rides where I'm going to be facing person to person. I can't even think of a single one that really is for most. Well, I guess maybe the teacups, right? Teacups are facing each other. However, you're spinning. Does that counteract it? I don't know. Both Los Angeles and Orange counties moved into the red tier of state's reopening blueprint this week, which allows theme parks to reopen beginning April 1st. They have been closed since March of 2020. Under the guidelines, they will be allowed to reopen at 15% capacity. 15% capacity. Well, it might be worth going then, right? I mean, think about it. You got no lines, no one. They'll still make it take forever, right? Even at low capacity. It's like how you go to a restaurant these days. It's lower capacity, and of course, it still takes just as long to get your food and just as hard to get your waiter. 15% capacity, but with in-state visitors only. Visitors are limited to groups no more than 10 and from no more than 3 households. No indoor dining is allowed, and tickets must be purchased online in advance. So this is California's definition of reopening, right? This is how California defines reopening. Mind you, Texas, Florida, South Dakota never closed in the first place. A lot of these places are fully open as is. You know, even where I am in the great state of North Carolina, it's not good. I don't. Everyone here kind of hates the governor and a lot of the restrictions, but we're still somewhat open. But they're saying no indoor dining allowed at all. You can't. Only 15% capacity. 15. It's an amusement park. Even when it's 70% filled, it feels like it's practically empty sometimes. 15% capacity. These places have been closed, like they said, since March of 2020. How much money have they lost at this point? I'm surprised they can even keep them open. I guess Disney and a lot of the bigger companies, obviously, they've been in a way, given a huge handout in many ways from the government through this whole lockdown going on. Obviously, subscription services have skyrocketed. Again, basically all big companies. This whole lockdown has just been a big handout to a lot of the elites in society who can afford to keep their business through all this. While when it all comes, the reopening, the little guy can't compete. Little guy never will. But when it comes to theme parks here, we're actually getting so crazy now that a theme park has to be at 15% capacity. And not only that, but when you're on a roller coaster, you can't scream. I don't know how anyone could ride that thing without screaming. I have no idea. I have no idea. But that's what they're asking us to do, because this isn't about health. If this was about health, why would they reopen in the first place? They don't care. They don't. This is about power. It's always been about power. Is COVID real? Of course COVID's real, right? We need to take precautions. I get it. Personal precautions. The government's saying that you can't, that if you go into a music park, they have guidelines saying you're not allowed to scream on a roller coaster. Because mind you, this in a way, they're going to couch this as saying, well, this is what the music park has decided. No, it's not. This is what the music park proposed to the government to be allowed to reopen. This is what the music park proposed to the government to be allowed to open its gates, which means the government is the one who's going to monitor it to make sure it happens. This is a government, this in a way is not much different than a government mandate. The only way for them to be allowed to be open, according to the government, is going to be if they make sure people don't sing in their park and shout on roller coasters. This is how crazy we've gotten as a society, that a park isn't able to reopen unless they abide by these ridiculous mandates. Now, fortunately, I really don't care that much about going to parks anymore as much as I used to. I kind of like being in the middle of nowhere. I kind of like the fact that I can kind of just walk outside and enjoy the woods. I'd much prefer going hiking or fishing over going to a music park any day, especially now. But come on, people in California have been locked down for so long. It's people are gonna go crazy. All right, they're already going crazy. People are already just they need to get outside. They need to socialize. They need to be with other people. They need to experience different things. This is part of being humans, and part of it, most people don't really get much adrenaline in their day. So going to a music park is fantastic, right? So, most people live a very boring life. They can jump on a roller coaster and go 80 miles per hour down, a huge slope. I mean, it's exhilarating. It's awesome. Let out that tension. Let out that energy. But now we're not even going to allow that. Either way, just a quick story going on, I guess, with how crazy California really is. I'm this close. Even here in North Carolina with just the minimum lockdowns, I'm this close to wanting to leave out somewhere that's fully open. So I can't imagine what it's like to live in these areas. If you live in California, New York, man, just leave. Just leave. Because they don't care about you. They don't care about what's going on. They don't care about the mental problems happening right now. They don't care about the businesses. Just get out of there. Either way, we'll see you again tomorrow, and have a good one.